Well, I started planning this vacation adventure back in mid-April, and it seemed like it was such a long ways away. And during that course of time, I had to buy most of the material that is on the bed right now. But now I'm rapidly approaching. I'm a little over a week away from leaving for, well, 2 weeks, I guess, for leaving for Spain, and I'm quite excited. So I've gathered everything together. The Toronto Bruce Trail Society is having a 3-day pre-Camino hike on the Bruce Trail north of Toronto, and I'm going to take advantage of that to get the experience of the hike. And people who have done the Camino will be there. They'll assess what gear you have, make sure you've got the proper equipment, etc., and get a chance to talk about it, hear about it. I'm quite excited this coming weekend, 3 days of hiking and hearing about it. So this is what I will have with me for my 80 days in Spain. Since I've been in towns, I'll be able to purchase other things, but I really won't have anywhere to put it if I do manage to pick anything up. First of all, my backpack. I have an Osprey 34-liter Stratos 34. It's pretty small. Doesn't I would have preferred a bit larger, but it just seemed like then I was more likely to carry too much with me. I have a little water bottle that clips onto the waist belt of that, so I can have water accessible to me. I am debating back and forth whether to go with a lightweight sleeping bag or just a sleeping bag liner. At this stage, I'm thinking I'll go with the liner, but I will speak with people who've been there and get their opinion and see what they have to say on the matter. For clothing, I have 3 pair of underwear. I have 2 pair of convertible pants, zip off into shorts, lightweight, and 1 pair of shorts that don't have a liner in case there's a particularly hot day or the chafing gets to me too much, because that is a bit of an issue. For t-shirts, I have 3. They are all long sleeve. I prefer to have my arms covered for the sun protection. The top one is a merino wool shirt. The other 2 are lightweight technical fabrics. One of them has a hood. For the rain, I have a Gore-Tex lightweight rain jacket. Folds up nicely that way. I have a very nice North Face raincoat, but it's a little too heavy for hot weather. But I know that the nights in Spain get quite chilly. It will give me that layer of warmth. Plus, as I'm going into staying there till the end of November, I'm not exactly sure what I will encounter, especially in more mountainous regions. So I do want to have something so I'm not feeling very, very chilly. I have a vest, just a lightweight vest, just to added protection. I can layer with t-shirts, etc., with the liners or with the raincoats. For socks, I have 3 pair of merino socks, a smart wool, an icebreaker, and a Danish endurance. I haven't really picked a favorite. If I had, I probably would have picked up a couple of additional to match. I wear liners in the socks. These 2 pair were just socks that I wore in the past when I ran, and this pair is a merino wool lightweight liner sock specifically for the liner. These are my Keen hiking shoes. Everywhere I kept hearing to buy, the advice was to buy a size or two larger. I wished I'd paid greater attention because this is my second pair. When I was about 2 months into hiking, my feet had swollen and I couldn't get the first pair I bought on. So now I have 2 pair of hiking shoes, which I really don't feel I needed. I have hiking sandals. If I can, I prefer to walk in these. I find my feet are extremely hot in the hiking shoes and the merino socks. So quite often my training runs, I'll do the last 5K in the sandals. I would do more if it arises, but I'm just trying to, whatever the situation, I will adapt. And a pair of, just a cheap pair of flip-flops for the shower in the albergue. I have a lightweight travel towel. Isn't much, but it'll do the job, and it's small. I don't have much room. Packing all of this is actually going to be a bit of a chore. I had never even heard of a buff before the Camino. Everybody just raved about them. Now I have 2. This one's merino wool. I wear it constantly to protect my neck from the sun and pull it up over my ears to cover them when I'm out walking on a very hot day. Protection, a bandana just for the sweat. I do sweat a very great deal. I have a Micro Four Thirds camera and 1 lens. I would love to take more equipment, but I just don't have the space or the ability to carry the weight. It's a nice camera and just a kit lens, nothing fancy, but hopefully it will give me some good results. This case also clips over the belt of the hiking bag. The hiking poles that I bought are very cheap. They were at Canadian Tire, Canadian Tire, but they featured something I really wanted, and the top screws off and there's a thread that can serve as allow this to serve as a monopod. I bought a cheap quick release camera adapter online, and so now I can have a monopod constantly. The other, when I screw this off, there's an adapter, C-shaped adapter that will hold the phone, so I could use this one to take videos with the camera or pictures with the camera. So either one just will be good. A bag of electronics, battery charger, or adapters rather. I have a power bank I've got the batteries for my camera that can take the charge from the power bank. My watch can take the charge from the power bank. My cell phone can take the charge from my power bank. So there's enough in the power bank to charge everything I own twice, I believe. I'll find that out. Guidebook for the Camino. I have laundry soap, the spare tips for my hiking poles, doggy bags, toilet paper, obvious what they're for. I have just a flat plug for sinks so I can stop it up and be able to use it for washing my clothes, washing myself, whichever. There's a corkscrew and a jackknife in there. These are basically my ready kit. There's a lot of it is for my feet, pumice stone, nail clippers, Leukotape to cover up the bandage or the blisters, earplugs, because if you are sleeping in the albergues, it will be loud, and my medicines. I have glaucoma, so I have drops for my eyes. I will have gloves with me because I really dislike when my hands get cold. I have 3 small dry bags, so when I wrap up the clothes, they go into the dry bags, so if the backpack gets wet, they still should remain dry. Plus, it also, that way I know where socks and underwear in this one, t-shirts, pants in the other one. It's easier access to know where things are. This is meant to put your backpack in so that the straps and belts aren't snagging when you take it on to the airplane, but I intend to use it for my stowed luggage. I will put the poles, they can cause an issue if the people give you a hard time. You don't have much recourse to what they say, so I will stow the poles, the jackknife, the corkscrew, anything that could cause an issue. And when I get to St. Jean Pied de Port, the first day, I don't intend to carry all of this with me over the Pyrenees. I have to do a 4,000 foot elevation climb the first day. I don't know how that's going to go. It's going to be very tough, I would presume. And so I will pay a taxi to forward my gear in this. I will carry the pack with rain gear, spare socks, medical kit, but other than that, the weight will be reduced, and this will all go ahead, and I'll pick it up at Roncesvalles in Spain. That's the plan in any event. A friend gave me this. He uses it on the Bruce Trail when he wants to take a break and the trail's wet or the rocks and the ground. It's something to sit on. I hadn't given it a thought, so I'm thankful he thought of that. Very light, so hopefully I have room. And one advice somebody said was one of these bags, if you're in the albergue and you do a laundry, quite often people will share laundromat dryers. And this way, if you throw your clothes in there, you can just wash and dry them and not have to be sorting through all of the items after the fact. I have a small voice recorder with me that I'm recording with the lavalier mic right now. I'll take that for notes. I know when I was in Croatia, I started off doing a handwritten notes to myself, and somewhere along the lines I just stopped doing it, and I really regretted, because when 50 days I was trying to remember where things were and what the details of certain highlights that I photographed or videoed, and it would have been handy to have had notes to myself. So this way hopefully I will take sound bites and I'll have it all accessible when I get back. But all of this will be with me for 80 days. My cell phone's just over there charging right now, and I do have a headlamp. I just haven't been able to place my hands on it right at the moment. It is here somewhere. I just have to come up with it. And other than that's everything. And now I have to get this all packed. In the morning I'm going up to Georgetown for the first hike. Take care. Well, as a follow-up to the last video, it would appear my concerns of getting everything packed were well-founded. I could not get everything into the backpack. It is in there now, but I had to do away with the rain jacket, the vest, one t-shirt, and the pair of shorts. A few sundries from my not medical so much as personal items, just thin it down a bit. I probably had a bit too much. But as it is now, the pack weighs 17 pounds with 500, half a liter of water. Another pound if I carry a second one in a pocket, which I always will carry a liter of water with me just for safety's sake. So, but I am packed, ready to go in the morning, and start of an adventure, hopefully. Take care.